Good evening, live from 1M News Studio 8 at the Kuala Lumpur Centre. I'm Vance Alentan.
And I'm Kun Hian. Coming up here on 1M News today, water disruption in Klang Valley due to poor management of Rawang factory is expected to last for another 4 days. Malaysian government bans foreigners from countries with over 150,000 COVID-19 cases. The SRC trial involving Najib is the worst case of abuse of position, says High Judge.
Chief Minister of Johor, Dato' Hasnin Mohamad, wants Putrajaya to speed up the full reopening of Malaysia with Singapore. Johor Police bust phone scam syndicate, arrest 43 suspects, including 41 Chinese nationals. Sunway Pyramid records 1 case of COVID-19. University students and the new norm. How are they adapting to it?
Welcome everyone. On September 3rd, 2020, Air Selangor announced that 1.2 million water account holders will be facing their dread-out tax for at least 4 days due to the consequences of industrial contamination from a few factories in Rawang.
According to investigations and Selangor Menteri Besar, Dato' Seri Amiruddin Syari, it was certain the factory had allegedly released solvent into Sungai Gong, which flows into Sungai Sembah, one of the main rivers of Sungai Selangor, causing major pollution to the water in the area. Let's hear more from our field reporter, Christina.
Thank you, Alan. I'm now located in a household area from PJ7 in Klang Valley. So, due to the unexpected water pollution from several factories, many housing areas has been greatly affected. Therefore, many neighborhoods now face a significant problem, which is the shortage of water. Now, I'll be interviewing some households from Klang Valley to dig deeper into this serious issue and to find out how they are holding up. Hi Vic, may I know how does the water outage affect your daily life?
During the water outage period, I was not able to cook myself, so I have to order food from those delivery apps, which is quite pricey for me as a university student. And also it is super inconvenient for me to take shower during that period.
Hi Chen Yik, may I know how does the water outage affect your daily life?
It doesn't affect my house or my life at all because my house has extra tanki water, but it kind of worried for me because it doesn't take that much water for my next problems. Yeah.
What about where do you obtain the water from during this period of time?
I bought water from convenience store like 7-Eleven at our campus, and luckily the water supply went back to normal after 1 day. And also my mom asked me to stay at my auntie's house until the water disruption is over. However, it would cause a lot of inconvenience for me to stay clean.
I obtained my water from my aunt's house in KL by giving it a go to KL and take a bath or something. Yeah.
I see. What about, do you feel like government should compensate us during this period of time due to the inconvenience?
In my opinion, I think no, because our government is not the source of these water supply disruptions, and I felt happy that our government have taken serious action to against those factories that cause the water pollution.
Yeah, I think they should by giving us discounts on water, indoor water, yeah, for the next period of time.
I see. Thank you for your interview.
Welcome.
Thank you, Vic, for the interview. As you can see, this water outage is a huge inconvenience to all of the residents in Klang Valley. Hopefully, the government and the authorities in charge can take a swift action to solve these issues. Reporting from Christina and back to Alan for the next coming news.
Thanks, Christina. Next up, the Malaysian government announced that it will ban the entry of foreign nationals from countries that have recorded over 150,000 coronavirus cases, beginning Monday as the number of imported cases rise.
The ban even covers those who hold long-term immigration passes like permanent residents, foreign spouses of Malaysians, and those who come under special expatriate program called Malaysia My Second Home.
Malaysia has closed its borders since March, but began to ease restrictions in July to allow long-term immigration pass holders and those on professional visas to enter the country. Also, SRC trial involving Najib was considered the worst case of abuse of position, says the High Judge. Let's hear more from our field reporter Imran on the scene.
Thank you, Kun. As you can see here, I am standing in front of the High Court of Malaysia, whereby recently ex-Prime Minister Mohammad Najib Razak was found guilty of corruption involving money laundering and abusing his position. However, it seems that he has not shown any remorse to the court as he pleads not guilty. Najib was sentenced to 12 years in prison with a fine of 210 million ringgits for abuse of power and an added 10 years on each 3 counts of criminal breach of trust and money laundering, marking this the first Malaysian Prime Minister to be convicted of corruption. Over to you, Alan.
Thank you, Imran. Johor State Government is requesting Putrajaya to speed up the process of fully reopening Malaysia-Singapore border. The causeway that links Malaysia and Singapore is one of the busiest border crossings around the world, with hundreds of thousands of people crossing every day. Dato' Hasni said that he recently met Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin to discuss the matter.
Mr. Hasni said that both governments are currently finding positive ways so that we can quickly open up the border. More than 35,000 Johor residents working in Singapore have lost their jobs since the MCO were brought into action in March. The border reopening is also important as it contributes 50% of the customs revenue to the country, he said, adding that he hopes the government would announce good news soon.
Next in Johor, police bust phone scam syndicate, arrest 43 suspects. 41 Chinese nationals among the 43 suspects were arrested for alleged involvement in a Macau scam syndicate that defrauded Chinese in their home. The suspects are between the ages of 18 and 40, said Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan.
Police also seized 35 laptops and 593 cellular devices during the operation. Intel stated that they were operating for almost 2 months in Kluang. Previous reports also stated that Johor Police raided a landed property in Mount Austin used by syndicates as a call center.
Coming up next on 1M News, Sunrise Pyramid confirms outlet staff tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement released on Facebook, the management has confirmed that a staff member of a Nike outlet was tested positive for COVID-19. It has also assured visitors that it is an isolated incident and will not pose a risk to others. The management has provided a timeline of events depicting their response to the case.
The Minister of Health has urged those in close contact with the outlet in question to report for screening and self-quarantine. The mall management has since conducted deep cleaning and sanitization throughout the mall and the outlet. This comes in light of 5 shopping malls in Kuala Lumpur reporting similar cases. In all instances, contact tracing was performed and the premises were sanitized. Authorities are still investigating the source of these latest infections and urge the public not to believe any false information.
Remember, mask up and stay safe.
With the Prime Minister's announcement on the 7th of June, the Recovery Movement Control Order (RMCO) was started on the 10th of June. Under this directive, life as we know is slowly starting to go back to normal. In mid-June, most private and public institutions such as Taylors, Inti and UiTM announced that they are reopening their campuses. Under RMCO rules, certain standard operating procedures are to be practiced to maintain social distancing.
Procedures such as temperature checks and the usage of face masks are to be followed strictly. Students are expectedly excited to be returning to their campuses after 4 months of being cooped up in their homes. Are students able to cope with their new norm on campus? Let's hear from a few students here with us online. For the months of quarantine, how are you feeling going back to class?
What I felt about going back to class, obviously I feel excited because I'm not the type of person who can study based on computer interaction only, because I have something like I don't have that self-discipline within me, so it's kind of hard to push me to study on my own but I am more motivated when I'm around my friends, and also I have a bunch of lecturers who can guide me as well as push me to study, and people that I can ask around because I am not that smart. I need to be pushed and work hard to get the grade that I wanted. So yeah.
Has social distancing ever been a problem for you so far?
To answer that question, I would say no, it hasn't been a problem because as of right now, the physical classes only happen for tutorial classes. So I've been there when it was like during this time, and there wasn't basically a lot of people. So it wasn't crowded and it was basically controlled. In one class, maybe around 10 people, 10 to 12, because not everyone like basically needed to go. You can choose whether you can go or you can join the online.
I would say very much, especially for the ones who need to go for the lab activity. As we don't get to do it by our own, it actually takes us more time to understand. And however, the advantage of studying online is I get to repeat my lecture recording anytime or anywhere I want. And besides, I get to see my friends and we could hang out, which I think that's the best part as a student at this time.
With the cases slowly increasing, do you think another quarantine can happen?
100%. I think it's not that it's gonna happen, but I think, in my opinion, it should happen because before, when the cases were like basically started to spread in Malaysia, it was only 100 plus cases per day. But then it was called because of the control, the PKP. It was under control for a while, but now it's started to rise again. So I think they should basically make another quarantine so that everyone that basically does not need to go for any unnecessary meeting, like for what's called an unnecessary physical meeting, such as like classes can be done online.
Moving on to sports and entertainment.
Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Edouard Mendy from Stade Rennes for £22 million. The 28-year-old Senegalese goalkeeper has signed a 5-year deal with the Blooded outfit. It is expected that he will replace Kepa Arrizabalaga as the Blues' new number 1 between the posts. This follows a string of errors made by Kepa in the beginning of this season as well as the previous season. Will Mendy live up to his price tag, or will he let it slip? Only time will tell. Back to you, Alan.
With everything that has been going on, one particular news has stormed social media sites across the globe. The Kardashian family came back to the spotlight during E!People's Choice Awards, and after winning an award, they announced the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
They were also seen today in Malibu Beach, California, filming for the final season, which is premiering next year, 2021. May we hope this season will be its best.
Chadwick Boseman's wife, Janis Monáe, held a private memorial for beloved Black Panther in Malibu, California on Saturday. It was attended by many close friends such as Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, just to name a few. Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and had battled with it these last 4 years as it progresses to stage 4, his family said in a statement following his death.
Chadwick Boseman was laid to rest on the 3rd of September near his hometown in South Carolina, less than a week following his sudden death in Los Angeles. He was one of the best American actors out there, and undoubtedly, he was the best candidate for the Black Panther movie from Marvel. His sudden death came as a shock to the world as many well-known figures came out publicly to grieve his death. Chadwick Boseman will be remembered as a kind and selfless person as described by fellow well-known figures. That is the 1M Nighttime News for today. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Alan.
I'm Kun. Have a good night.